Gaming World back with some Arkham Horror LCG. It's round 3 of our Dunwich Legacy campaign. We're doing the Miskatonic University today, Miskatonic Museum today. I think I've only played this mission once ever, so we'll see how it goes today. I'm going to get it all. It's most of the way set up. I'm going to finish getting it set up here, and we're going to break out our lore section and see what it has to say for us. While I'm digging that stuff up, I invite you guys to go take a look at my YouTube channel over at Broncos Gaming World over on YouTube, and like and subscribe to anything that you guys may find interesting or entertaining over there. I've got a lot of LCG videos up there, Arkham Horror, Lord of the Rings, and Marvel Champions. I'm also posting a bunch of shorts for a Shadows of Brimstone tabletop miniatures game that I'm doing kind of like an Overwatch themed posse over there with the Old West theme, and I also post from time to time some Overwatch videos and shorts as well, and I also stream Overwatch from time to time. So yeah, go check out the YouTube channel Broncos Gaming World. You can also check me out over on Twitter over at Late to the Game 06 or Broncos Gaming World over there as well. All right, here we go. Scenario number. It says scenario 2 because I guess the first two are 1A, 1B. So we're on to mission number 3. We have Dr. Armitage's Fate. I don't know if I read that the last time, so I will read that again. All right. Before we get too far, let's do that now. All right. No, we read Dr. Armitage's Fate. All right, so we're good here. All right, several months ago, Armitage and his colleagues stopped a rampaging horror from tearing through Dunwich, a backwater town several hours north of Arkham. At first, you imagine the beast as a rabid bear or worse, but the professor's description of the creature paints a different picture. It all began with a man named Wilbur Whatley when a man named Wilbur Whatley entered the Orne Library looking for Olus Warmius' Latin translation of a book called the Necronomicon. Wilbur had already possessed a beaten-up English translation by Dr. John Dee, but it was insufficient for his purposes. Armitage turned the man away, fearing what use the strange man had for the book. Whatley returned in secret, hoping to steal the book, but was attacked by a hound guarding the university. Armitage, Rice, and Morgan later discover Whatley's body. A description of the foul corpse, semi-anthropomorphic. I hope I said that right. And covered in fur with a leathery hide and greenish-gray tentacles, causes you to question whether or not Whatley was truly human. All right, so we check our campaign log. If Dr. Henry Armitage was kidnapped, he was. So we go on to part 1. The notes written by Dr. Armitage in the journal stress Whatley's desire to get his hands on the Necronomicon for some terrible purpose. As you read on, it seems Dr. Armitage brought the university's copy of the tome to Harold Walstead, the curator of Miskatonic Museum, for safekeeping in the museum's restricted hall. Although you are worried about your mentor, you are equally worried that Armitage's kidnappers might get their hands on the Necronomicon. You decide to head to the museum to prevent them from acquiring it. We proceed to the setup. All right, so setup gets us all of the sets that we already have all set. It says put one of the 2 administration office locations and one of the 2 security office locations into play. I'm just going to pick one at random, that one and that one. And then we get a museum entrance and a museum halls. And these 2 are going to get just discarded down here. I'm going to use them. All right, I already did set the 6 exhibit hall locations separate, and I shuffled them in the way that you're supposed to. It says set the following cards aside: Harold Walstead, Adam Lynch, the Necronomicon, and Shadow Spawned. Shuffle the remainder of the encounter cards and build the encounter deck. So then we're off to the races. So let's get this all set. There's an area called the Void. The Void is like a side like a little sidebar area over here where I'm going to put some of the other cards. I'm actually going to put the Shadow Spawned over there already, just because that makes it easier for me to get it when I need it. Yeah, so there's like a enemy that's going to spawn, and he goes to the void over here from time to time, and it's just easier to have him out there. All right, so the map gets pretty big and unwieldy because we got the 6 locations. So I'm going to kind of move it down a little bit. We'll put the museum entrance down here, museum halls here, and the museum halls says the entrance to museum halls is locked and you cannot move into the museum halls. Museum entrance gains action. Test strength 5 to attempt to break down the door to the museum. If you're successful, advance to 1B. Or I think, find some clues. Put the security office over here. Or I think I can go find some clues and lets me find a way to open the door too, which I think is probably going to be easier than doing a strength 5 test. I don't want to burn a bunch of resources trying to do that. Put our medium path out. Yeah, I don't want to burn a ton of resources trying to bust the door down. I mean, if for whatever reason I absolutely cannot find or get those clues, I will go that way, but I would prefer not to. All right, so we're going to put this thing up here, and one more path marker, and then we should be good to go. Here, move that to the back, and I'll lock that one just because I think when I'm ready, it's gonna flop. All right, so let's draw our opening hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so I already can see that we're going to mulligan one of the 2 hard knocks. There's no reason to have both of them. Boy, Leo's awesome. Flashlight's helpful. The knife is like the emergency of emergency weapons. I mean, it's not terrible, but it definitely is not the best either. It's also cheap, which is nice. I think we're going to go with I'm going to mulligan. We're going to mulligan one of the hard knocks because we definitely don't need it. And I'm going to mulligan, not the flashlight, the knife. We'll mulligan the knife. Boom. All right, so we end up with Lone Wolf and buddy. We got both big pieces of our kit in our opening hand. So yeah, we're in good shape here. Okay. So here we go. Our first turn, we're ready to move because I think we've done everything. Let's give our act and agenda a read. It says, unfortunately, the entrance to the museum is kept locked at this late hour. A security guard is visible through the building's front windows, oblivious to his surroundings. Perhaps you can find a way to get his attention and convince him to let you in. All right, so it takes 2 clues to get his attention. Over here, we've got Dr. Armitage has given the university's Latin translation of the Necronomicon to his associate, Harold Walstead, the curator of Miskatonic University Museum. Worried that someone might still be after the book, you've gone to the museum to recover it. It says, forced, when Hunting Horror enters play, attach the set-aside copy of Shadow Spawned to it, or add 1 resource to Shadow Spawned if it's already attached. So that's why I brought it out. I knew that it was going to probably enter the fray here sooner rather than later. Over here we've got our Chaos Bag tokens. We added the tablet, that third one down, so because of getting knocked out in the last mission. So we had some -2, and we'll return one of our clues to the current location if we end up drawing that. The skull isn't bad unless the Hunting Horror is on us, and the cultist is, if you fail, search the encounter deck, discard power. So if I fail and the cultist is drawn, I got to go find the hunting horror, and he's awful. And we don't have any of the elder thing guys down there, so we don't have to worry about him right now. Okay, we're ready to rock and roll. My first turn. It seems pretty cut and dry with what we've got here. The only thing I'm missing is a weapon. I'm going to pay those 2 to put hard knocks into play, and I'm going to pay 2 more with my second action to put. Actually, rewind that. I'm going to put Arcane Studies into play. I'm not going to put Hard Knocks into play just yet, because I'm going to try to. So I'm going to get myself my resources back here. No. I'm going to attempt to. Oh, we're going to put myself here. I'm going to attempt to get into the museum entrance. The museum entrance, Miskatonic Museum, is an opulent and safe and stately building supported by expeditions funded by the university. Its sizable collection of exotic artifacts, curios, and art has drawn visitors from all over the country. Flip this. There are 2 clues here. It says, as you approach the museum, you draw your coat tighter around your body to keep the wintry air away. The full moon drapes the building in an ominous bright moonlight. It says investigators at the museum entrance cannot gain resources. I can choose to resign. How important can that book really be anyway? Probably a bad idea to let that happen. All right, so my first action was to put out Arcane Studies. My second action is going to be to investigate the museum entrance with a Shroud of 3. There, come on. Over there. All right, with a Shroud of 3, so we're even up. I can discard, or I can spend resources to increase my knowledge if I need to. So I will shuffle, and here we go. Boom, skull. It's a -1, so I have to spend a resource. That gets us even up, and I will gain that 1 clue. That was my second action. My third action will be to do this again. 1, 2, 3. Acolyte. Again, I will spend a resource and gain the second clue. Now, it is an action, I believe. No, it is not an action. So I will spend my two resources now and finished Act 1. Okay, that was good for us. Flip that. If the investigator spent clues to advance, we did. You find a window nearest the guard and tap on it loudly enough to get his attention. He gives a startled jump, then shifts open the window. What do you want? He asks timidly. Actually, paraphrase. What do you want? You explain the situation to him and tell him he is in grave danger. He warily opens the front door of the museum, shaking his head. I'm not even supposed to be here today. That's funny. Choose an investigator to take control of the set-aside Adam Lynch asset and reveal the museum halls. Advance to Act 2A, Night at the Museum. So we reveal the halls. So it flips. We get our friend, the janitor. Where is he? Right there, the security guard. We get him. So again, he, just like the last time, he does not count as our one ally asset because he does not have the ally asset symbol. So he's just an extra dude. While you control Adam Lynch, treat the double action ability on the security office as if it were a single action ability. When Adam Lynch leaves play, remove him from the game and add a tablet token to the chaos bag for the remainder of the campaign. So we don't really want him to die because that just makes the chaos bag worse for us. All right, so 1, 2, 3. That is the end of the first turn. We have no enemies, so we're at the upkeep phase. Upkeep says we're ready to refresh, and we move on to the next round, which will put a chaos token or a doom token up here on the restricted access. And we will draw our encounter card. 3, 2, 1. Arcane Barrier. Attached to your location as an additional cost to move into or out of the attached location. Test willpower 4. If successful, discard Arcane Barrier. Otherwise, you must either cancel the effects of the move or discard the top 5 cards of your deck. That is freaking terrible. Just to get the ball rolling, I need to do this because it goes right here on the damn door to the building. And there's a willpower 4, which I don't have a whole lot of ability to deal with. Discarding this mission still has that discarding your cards has a really awful effect on you. Well, we got to do the test 4. I've only got I don't have any. I gained resources, but I don't actually because I'm still at the front door, so I don't gain any resources. But I only have 1 here. Well, I mean, here we go. Willpower 4 against willpower 3. -2. I cannot possibly succeed. So I'm just going to flop the top 5 cards on my deck. Oh my god. Okay. That was really bad for us. And that'll discard that. Actually, I haven't actually done any of that yet, but I failed that first time, so hold. Yeah, I'm just going to do it. It's going to discard it. All right, so that's the end of the Mythos phase. I've already spent 1 action to move, so I will move here. Says the museum hall is connected to each copy of the exhibit hall. Investigators in the museum halls spend 1 clue as a group to put the top card of the exhibition deck into play unrevealed. Okay. Now I can either go to the security office or to the administration office. Well, I have our security guard with us, so I will move to there. And it says, a plaque next to the doorway reads, security. The door is ajar, and inside you catch the scent of blood. Oh, shit. That's not good. Somebody must have left the security office in a hurry. Blood stains the floor under the desk nearby. Thankfully, there are some useful supplies here you may be able to use. It says double action, so it's a single action because we have our boy, the security guard. Search the top 6 cards of your deck for a card and add it to your hand and shuffle the rest back into your deck. That's a nice action. And it's a shroud of 2 with 1 clue in here. So I will investigate here for my last action in hopes of finding that last clue. 1, 2, 3 is Acolyte. So we are good because it's even. But we'll gain that 1 clue. All right, that's the end of the turn. So we will. There are no enemies. We're ready. And off we go. Doom token up there. My guns ended up in the pile there. That's awful for me. 1, 2, 3. Encounter card. Passage into the Veil. Willpower 3 test. This test is +2 if you have the hunting horror at your location. We do not. If you fail, I must either discard the top 5 cards of my deck or take 1 direct damage and deal 1 damage to each of your allies. So willpower 3, so we're even. I do have I do have some resources to spend to help me. 3, 2, 1. The Elder Sign, so we win. We got past that one. That one, no problem this time. All right. I will spend my first action to discard or play Hard Knocks, put him into play. Second action will be to move. Oh, I did not put a 2A out. My bad on that, folks. The Necronomicon is being kept in a restricted hall somewhere in the museum. Adam barely knows his way around and gives a startled jump at every creak of the old building. I just started here last week, he explains. What sort of trouble did you say was going on? You haven't the heart to give him the full story. If an investigator enters the exhibit hall, we advance. So we have to find the exhibit hall. So I played a card. I moved. I will. That's an action. So I have to spend my last action to reveal the top card of the exhibit hall. So there is. I'm going to put it over here. They're all connected. So put a marker out. They're all connected to the museum halls. So those are all connected to the museum halls. I don't know if that's going to work out or not, but all right. So that's the end of my turn. I can't do anything else. There's still no enemies, thank goodness. I'm hoping that won't be a thing since my main way to fight is in the discard pile already. Okay, counter card incoming. The same one as the previous one. It's the another passage into the veil. So passes into veil, says willpower 3 test. What did I draw? I drew overpower. So I've got some stuff to help me fight if I need it. All right, here we go. Willpower 3, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's even up. That's a win for us. Discard that. That's back to my phase. So far, so good. So far, we're rolling on. No problem. All right, let's go. First action will be to go to the exhibit hall. Flip that. There is a clue here. After you enter this location, discard 2 cards from your hand at random. That sucks. Random discard 1. Random discard 2. We lost Leo and Lone Wolf. Both of those suck pretty significantly. Okay. There is a Shroud of 4 here. Nothing about this exhibit is natural. The nature exhibit, nothing about it is natural. You always gotta like that. All right, so action 1 was to move there. Action 2, I've got a Shroud 4. Good chance I would need to spend 2 anyway. Spend an action to do it, though. All right, my second action will be to play the flashlight. Put a flashlight out. And my third action will be to investigate here using the flashlight. So that gives me an investigate, or -2 shroud. So that makes it a shroud of 2 instead of 4. So I am now up by 1. And I do have the ability to discard a resource if I need to. 1, 2, 3. Elder Sign, we got it. So we get the 1. So I went 1 to move there, 2 to play the flashlight, 3 to investigate. So that's the end of my turn. Man, these turns just rip by. The end. There's still no enemies, thank goodness. Ready for the next round. That's for round 4. We got one more round before that flips. Curse Luck. Put Curse Luck into play in my threat area. I get -1 skill value during all my skill tests. Once I succeeded a skill test, it gets discarded. Okay, so that's back to us. Oh, cool. Psychosis. I had Psychosis in my threat area. That's always fucking great. All right, so my Psychosis is in play as well. So anytime I take a damage, anytime I take a horror hit, I take a damage as well. Cool. Oh, man, chat, I don't know what's going on. I feel like I'm doing okay right now, but man, I still don't feel good about any of what's going on here. All right, so my first action is going to be to go back to the exhibit halls. My second action will be to pay the cost to go to the next exhibit hall. We'll put him up here. Let's see if I can't get a path marker that will reach the bow path. Yeah, that might work out okay, I guess. There. See how this works out. I don't know. Put that right there. So my third action will be to move there. This is what alluring artifacts are displayed inside? Do they too hold a sinister secret? It is the Hall of the Dead. I need no reminder of my mortality. I know my death is imminent. After you fail a skill test while investigating this location, take a horror. That's not good, considering I will knife myself with my Psychosis if I take a horror hit. There are 2 clues here, though, and that's good for us. All right, so first action was to move there. Second action was to reveal the exhibit hall. Third action was to move to the new exhibit hall. All right, that's the end of that. So now we're gonna get some something bad's gonna happen now. Ready for the next round. We draw a Dynamite Blast. That's good for us. All right, but we do have to flip restricted access up here. Restricted access says, from the shadows of the museum halls, a terrible creature slithers forth, long and serpentine, and propelled by black leathery wings. If hunting horror is in play, add 1 doom to it. If it is not in play, I get the searching counter deck and discard pile and the void for the hunting horror and spawn it in the museum halls if able. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. All right. So let's go find this ass. He hasn't shown up yet. Look at all cards. Where are you? There he is. We hate him. We hates him. He's awful. Close and shuffle. At the start of the enemy phase, reveal a random token from the cast bag. If revealed, if one of the weird symbols is revealed, we ready the hunting horror. When hunting horror leaves play, place it in the void. I don't see anything that says we put Shadow Spawned on him yet. Well, that's something. Alright, so he's in there. He's got Retaliate and he's a hunter. He's a 2/3/2. However, if he gets Shadow Spawned on him, he can start beefing up and getting bigger and nastier. Okay, so that is the Agenda 1. We steam on into Agenda 2. Reveal the next agenda. So as the shadows in the museum grow and become darker. As the shadows lengthen and shift, they begin to suggest the sinewy body of an uncanny creature darting at the periphery of your awareness. When hunting horror enters play, attach the set-aside copy of Shadow Spawn to it, or add 1 resource to Shadow Spawn. So that's how he gets it. Now he's got it. So it's on there. I'm not gonna have it walk around with him. I'll just keep it over here, knowing that it's in play. He doesn't have any tokens on it right now, which is good. All right, so there's 7. I reckon that's 7 doom to get through Shadows Deepen. There is another agenda, so that means we're not totally screwed yet. Okay. We've still not found the correct exhibit hall. So that is the end of advancing the agenda. We still have a Mythos card, or a Mythos phase to go. So here comes the Mythos encounter. 3, 2, 1. We have a Twist of Fate. Reveal a random token from the chaos bag. If I reveal an Elder symbol or a positive number, nothing happens. If I reveal any other number, I take a damage. If I reveal one of the special tokens, I take 2 horror, which is freaking horrible. 3, 2, 1. That's a skull. So I take 2 horror, and that will inevitably do 1 damage to me as well because of my psychosis. Because I get scared and I cut myself. I'm a crazy person. All right. Discard that. Did not help me at all. All right. My turn. Yeah, we're going to investigate here. I will. 2 actions to get rid of psychosis. There's 1 here, so we're Shroud 3 versus my 2. So I will spend a flashlight, reducing this to a Shroud of 1 against my skill of 2. And I can spend a resource to boost me if I need to. 1, 2, 3. Plus 1. Hey, we got 1. Alright, I'm going to do it again. I will use my last flashlight. Batteries are dead. Worthless piece of crap. 3, 2, 1. That's a tombstone. That's a tablet. That's -2. So that's a Shroud of 1, 2, 3 against my skill of 2. I will need to discard a resource to boost for arcane studies. I get +1 for the skill test. I get the second one as well. Okay. My third one, I am going to play my knife. Because I need something that can allow me to deal with this guy who's going to come at me, bro. Problem is he's going to come at me and attack me because he's going to move first. And then he's going to... Oh, I could have done that. No, I didn't have enough for it. Yeah. So, okay, so that's the end of the investigator phase, the enemy phase. He's going to move. Ha! And that means he engages me right away. And when he engages me, he fights me, doing a damage and 2 damage because of my freaking psychosis. Ooh. 1, 2, and a horror. I'm beat up a little bit already. That's the end of the enemy phase. We're in upkeep. Ready. Ready. Counter card. Stalked in the dark. If hunting horror is in play, it readies, engages you, and attacks each investigator at your location. Otherwise, stalked in the dark gains surge. Yeah, that's freaking terrible for me right there because he's going to jack me up some more. So he's going to do 2 more damage to me and 1 more horror. And a horror because I take 2 damage. So I am really, really jacked up right now. Okay. That's a terrible card for me. Discard that. That is my turn because that was the Mythos phase. Oh god. It hurts so bad. Okay. So because he's engaged with me, I can only fight him or evade him. Or, yeah, that's all I can do. Okay. I could evade him, but he's got a shot of getting up, or I could just try to kill him. I'm a knife here. The knife makes me a fight of 4 against his fight of 2. I have hard knock, so I can boost if I need it. I can chuck my knife if I need to do extra damage to him. I'd rather not use all of my I'd rather not use all of my actions this turn just killing him because there's a good chance he's just going to come back anyway. But I think it's better to kill him. Oh, I succeeded, so that can go toward that. My psychosis is killing me right now because I'm way more injured than I should be, but to discard 2 actions for it is just unacceptable. Alright, here we go. We're going to fight. Yep. Time to fight. I'm going to spend 1 action to fight. I'm going to use my knife to stick the giant snake. I have a fight of 1, 2, 3, 4 against his fight of 2. So I'm up by 2, and I do have some resources I can discard to boost me if I need to. So 1, 2, 3, fight. -1, so that'll hit him for 1. Second action, I'm going to fight him again. 1, 2, 3. -2. I have to return one of my clues to that location. That sucks ass. Which means I'm still doing a damage to him. And my last action, I'll fight him again. I'm going to kill this guy. -2. I have to discard for that. I will burn a resource here to get the third damage on him, which will kill him. He goes into the void over here, and he'll come back to life, I would imagine, pretty damn soon. All right, that's my 3 actions. So we will... Enemy phase, there aren't any. Round, token. Obscuring fog. Attached to your location, limit 1 per location. The attached location gets +2 shroud. After the attached location is successfully investigated, discard obscuring fog. So, of course, why make life easier on us? We'll put the obscuring fog here. So now this thing has a shroud of 5. I still really, really want to get that last clue that I just freaking lost. I would investigate at 3 because I don't. My flashlight's gone. Have anything good to discard for it? I could discard a bunch of resources, I suppose. All right. We'll investigate. 3, 2, 1. -1. So that gives it a shroud of 6 against my 3. So I have to burn 3 resources. 1, 2, 3 for my arcane studies. It's fast. I can do it right away. Gaining that last clue there, I will now take my second action. That makes that go away too. Card that. My hello there. My second action, I will move into the museum. My third action, because it is an action here, I will burn an action to reveal another exhibit hall. All right, put that here, I guess. Connect it with a short marker. I just have to remember that I can't go from this exhibit hall here to this one. I just can't because it doesn't say that they connect to each other, but I'm not going to, I can't fit them all here, I don't think. All right, so that was my last action. I need to pull forward so see where I am. Oh, to front. And there she is. All right, so that is the end of my turn because I went investigate, move, pay to open another exhibit hall. All right, so we're off. No enemies. We are powering through trying to find the special exhibit hall. Here's the Mythos phase. Another obscuring fog. Obscuring fog in here is fine. We don't give a flying crap about that because there's nothing to search for in here. That's a great card for us. All right, that's the end of that. My investigator phase. Oh, we drew a contraband. Holy shit, cool. So that was I spent 2 XP to get contraband into my deck here. It says I can choose an asset controlled by an investigator at your location. I can place 2 ammo or supply tokens on that asset and draw a card, or double the number of ammo on it. That would be great if I had something that needed it right now. I do not. You have liquid courage, and that's a good thing. Let me actually put that out here. I need to get out of here, though, first. All right, so my first action will be to move to this exhibit hall. What do we have here? What alluring artifacts are displayed inside? Do they too hold a sinister secret? I'm sure they do, because this museum is fucked. It is the Medusa exhibit. Who would immortalize such a terrible fate? After you fail a skill test while investigating this location, discard an asset you control. That's freaking horrible. Is that an asset? No, it is not. Oh, I can't get rid of that. Okay, so Shroud of 2. One clue here. Yeah, I messed that up. That's okay. All right, so we'll investigate at 3 to 2. For second action, investigate here. -2. I need to boost my knowledge by my arcane studies by 1 to get me to even up. That gives me that clue. 1, investigate 2, 3. The turns just fly by here because there aren't any enemies right now. We got 3 more before that hits. All right, Mythos phase. We drew an unexpected courage. Mythos phase gives us a crypt chill. Test willpower 4. If you fail, choose and discard 1 asset you control. The supernatural cold threatens to freeze your soul. All right, we got a 3 willpower against a 4 test. I will likely need to discard some resources for that. Don't want to use that for that one. Liquid Courage is going to come in to help me soon. Yeah, I'm going to just use resources. 0, so I'll discard 1 to get it even up so I don't discard anything. And out the door. Our turn. Spend a blue to reveal yet another exhibit hall. We'll put that one over here. We're just going to kind of mimic the two sides. Put the long path. There. Put it to the back. All right, I'll spend my second clue here to do the next, another one too. Hobo path. Let me flip it. And what the shit? Flip it back. The hell? Well, I guess I can do it. Wow, that's a dumb. Oh, there we go. Be smarter. Be smarter. We'll lock that just in case it wants to flip around on us. There's that one. Okay, so that was 2 actions to look through there. I'm going to use my third action to go to this one. Do they hold a sinister secret? I'm sure it does. And what do we have here? We have the restricted hall. Holy shit! Yes! Well, hunting horror is at this location. This location cannot be investigated. We're good right now. He has not shown up. I'm sure that he will here shortly. We have, if an investigator enters the exhibit hall, restricted advanced. We will advance. Flip it. There it is. Search the encounter deck and discard pile and void for hunting horror and place it in the exhibit hall. Alright, when you enter the restricted hall, you find the curator of the museum lying in a pool of blood, his intestines strewn about in a grotesque display. Your stomach turns over and you resist the urge to vomit. Whatever did this is still nearby. Yes, it is. It says, search encounter deck, discard pile, void in all play areas for the hunting horror and place it in the exhibit hall, a restricted hall, and ready in advance to Act 3A. So he goes in here where we are. Hello there, buddy. And then we advance to 3A. Here we go. That's 2A. I have 2 of those. Alright, so this is the current act. Okay. Searching for the tome. Somewhere in this area, the Olos Warmius is Latin translation of the Necronomicon. You must find it and escape while you can. If there are no clues remaining in the exhibit hall, we advance. So I need to... Oh, shit. Okay, so I need to investigate here, and while he's here, I cannot do that. And that was my third action, so inevitably he's going to chomp me, and I am really close to dying. So I can't take any more damage. You know what? You're gonna take it, aren't you? Yeah, I'm gonna end up killing the museum security this time. All right, so he engages me. It is the enemy's phase. He engages me. He's already ready, so I don't need to worry about his forced component. He attacks me. He's going to do 1-1. I am going to kill Adam Lynch. He gets by the he gets eaten by the hunting horror that will force me to put when I do it. This is yeah, so I end up putting another token or a tablet into the chaos bag, which is awful for me. Shuffle that. So he attacked and killed my guy there. I just can't take any more damage. My psychosis is absolutely killing me right now. So that is the upkeep phase. We're down to upkeep. We drew overpower. Alright, so it's time to whip this guy's ass. I think we're just going to bully him. So I haven't found my other gun. Can't do anything else. He is still weak, though. He hasn't gotten any boosts, which is good. But I still have to spend an entire turn killing him, and I have to succeed all 3 times, which I've got enough resources. I should succeed all 3 times. Okay, so here we go. First action, I'm going to use my knife. Gives me a attack of 4 versus his 2. I'm going to stick him. Elder Sign says yes, because Elder Sign for me just says I get +1 for every resource I have, so I stab him by 1,000,000. So he takes a point. My second action will be to stab him again with a knife. 0 will do it again. Third and final action will be to stab him again. That's a -2, which puts me at even still, so that still kills him. So he goes back over here and disappears for a while, but he'll be back. That's the end of my turn. There's no more enemies. I have to discard a card. I will discard Hard Knocks. Oh, shit! No! No. So, as soon as I draw that, it goes into play. Okay. So, that goes as far away from me as it can possibly go. So, that's what? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So it can go anywhere. Chat, where should we put it? It goes as far away from me as possible, which is only 2. I mean, I could cheat and just put it close to me, but I don't want to do that. I think that's literally cheating. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 places I can put it. I guess I'll RNG here. I have 7. All right, and here's how I'm going to count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Around the horn. All right, so it goes to number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So searching for Izzy is up here. If I don't do this before the end of the game, I will get a mental trauma, which lowers my my sand to 6, which was 4. Okay, so 3 actions to kill him. I don't have to discard a card because searching for Izzy was the card I drew, and that just auto goes into play. There's one more before that thing comes into play. Shit, I messed that up. That's okay. Here we go. Ephemeral exhibits. Are you watching the exhibits, or are the exhibits watching you? I acknowledge the 3 test. If I fail, I lose an action. Okay, knowledge 3. 1, 2, 3. +1. We got it. So that goes away. Discard. So I forgot to put the +1 on him for the spawn. I still did enough damage to him that I defeated him enough every time. Actually, I will discard a resource. I needed to do that for the last attack to kill him. So he's toasted, but I want to make sure that I at least cover that. All right, so it's my turn. I still need to investigate twice here. Is there anything I can discard to help me with that? Sure there is. Actually, I have a whole lot of fighting, man. Like, all of my fighting is shown up in this game. Man, you know what? I'm gonna spend 3 to put Dr. Morgan in play. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna put him into play because he is going to save my bacon. At least he can take some damage. He boosts my attack, which is nice too. All right, so one action there. Second action will be to investigate. 1, 2, 3. It's the cultist. It's -1. I will burn a resource to get me even. We get 1. And my third and final action to investigate again. Elder Sign. Perfect. We got them both, so we advanced. So we advance to the next act, which is flip. At last, you find the locked case containing the Necronomicon. The tome, over 800 pages in length, is filled with all manner of macabre imagery, formulas, spells, prophecies, and descriptions of creatures from beyond the threshold of space. Without a doubt, it is a dangerous book, but its secrets could be very useful. The investigators must decide. Oh, that's it. We win. Woohoo! All right, awesome. I have to make a choice. It's too dangerous to keep around. We have to destroy it. Or it's too valuable to destroy. We have to keep it safe. Oh, you know I'm a crazy son of a bitch. And I am going to keep it. So I get result 2. The negative for all of this is that the mission ends here, because I get resolution 2, that I did not get searching for Izzy, so I will take a mental trauma. So I will start every single game with 1 willpower, with 1 less willpower. So I'll represent that by starting each game with a horror already on me. That sucks. I'm not happy about that. I did not know that was going to end it. I guess I should have known, since there were no more cards in the act pile, but I didn't do the math on that. Okay, that was it. That was a little crazy. If he would have got more beefy, I think it would have been harder. I might have messed that up a little bit. There's so many moving parts of the game. If I messed it up, I apologize. All right, so let's read resolution 2. All right. Miskatonic Museum, resolution 2 says, my colleagues and I were quick to put the ordeal behind us, Armitage says with a sigh, but it seems that things haven't fully resolved themselves. I'll tell you the results later, but for now, it is imperative that we get our hands on our copy of the Necronomicon. Oh, we read that. I did that. I need resolution 2. My bad. Resolution 2, the Necronomicon is more than just a book. It is a tool. Within its pages is a wealth of information about the forces and creatures you have encountered. Knowing how useful it could be in your endeavors, how could you possibly bring yourself to destroy it? Besides, as long as you keep the book safely in your possession, you will still be foiling those who wish to use it for nefarious purposes. In your campaign log, record that the investigators took custody of the Necronomicon. We have that. Investigators have earned the Necronomicon Olus Warmius translation card. Any one investigator may choose to add the Necronomicon to their deck. This does not count against towards the total in the investigator's deck. You have given into the temptation of power and must add an Elder Thing Chaos token to the bag for the remainder of the campaign. Each investigator earns experience equal to the victory X value on each card in the victory display. All right, so I successfully got 1, 2, 3, 4 experience in this mission. That's impressive. 4 because I explored 4 locations completely. So I get 4 XP. I do have a sheet here that has all of my stuff in it. So I will go. Where go? There it is. All right, so I need to write down. I get 4 more XP, so I have 4 now. Or I have 5 XP now. I do have to add. Now I had 2 tablets because I had let that one kid die. I had 2 tablet tokens to the Chaos bag. Add 1 Elder Thing. I think that's what that is. Elder Thing token to the Chaos bag. And we got the Necronomicon. Ugh. All right, we have the Necronomicon. We have the Necronomicon, the Olus Warmius translation. Olus Warmius translation. All right. Okay, folks. Have his card as well. All right, having 5 XP is nice. We'll see if I can do anything with that. All right, so that could have been a lot worse. Like I said, I think I probably underpowered the beast a little bit. That's just, I think I missed one of his boosts. That's my mistake. I'm not going to unwind it at this point. All right, so we're going to move to the next mission here in our next gameplay, which is going to be the Essex County Express, Scenario 3. So hopefully you guys will tune in for our next romp through the mythos. I'm going to post a VOD of this game over on my YouTube channel at Broncos Gaming World. Chat, I appreciate you guys hanging out and checking out the game. I am going to go eat lunch and hang out with my wife for a while. So everybody have a great rest of your Thursday. And I will talk to you guys next week. I'm not streaming again on schedule until Tuesday. I'll probably end up streaming some Overwatch or something sometime between now and then. And I may do a late night stream either tonight, probably tonight or Monday night. And I don't know what I'll play. I may just throw an impromptu game of Lord of the Rings or Marvel Champions or even Arkham out there. But until next time, folks, chat, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for supporting me in my my endeavor to do all these things that I enjoy. Take care. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.